to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This youth rebellion of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I am, of course, your host, Mike D. And with me, as always, is the also host, the tricorder of hosts, the voice of Memphis himself, Winter Trash Monk the Thizard.
Are you going to listen to the podcast? Trash Monk 3 and Mike G 2.
Yeah, what are we doing? I like it.
That's it. What do you have? What do you get? This is Trash Monk.
Yeah.
Trash Monk I. Trash Monk I.
Wow, that was a nice one.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
And I'm coming at you from the Trash Bunker. I'm just here today because I skipped a Taco Tuesday to record with you, Mike G.
It's the sacrifices.
Yes.
You're as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice tacos.
Boom, boom, boom. Did I tell you that I saw them in concert?
Really? Did they sing Cold as Ice?
yeah, they did sing Cold as Ice.
Nice.
Foreigner, by the way, the name of the band.
Yeah, Foreigner.
This was in a town that I'm not near called Turlock, and it was in the community theater, which is in the Turlock High School administrative office, where I also saw George Thorogood, who sings a lot of songs about drinking, but you could not have alcohol on the premises. Anyways, Foreigner, they did. Let's see here. Hot-blooded chicken sea and Cold as Ice.
You know what you are.
Jukebox Hero.
Jukebox Hero. We're old, dude.
And I think they did, because I'm a dirty white boy. Dirty white boy. Dirty white boy.
Okay, enough of that.
Would you like it to be dirty black boy?
I don't want it to be dirty anything, first of all. I want it to be clean and sterile.
Dirty white boy, but it's 2019.
Nah, man. I want the earth to be cleaned and sterile like Mr. Clean wants it.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Mr. Clean dreams of a world untarnished by dirt or dust or dander, Doug. This is his dream.
As long as there's the need for man to date or women to date,
wow,
it will not be clean.
Wow, you just want to air out all of your internal struggles right now, man?
No. I'm just saying that the reason why there has not been like a Twilight Zone episode where no one no longer marries, no one no longer dates, is because people go, this isn't like a horror Twilight. This is like a dream come true. Anyways,
are you saying that abstinence, that staunch abstinence, is the only way to cleanliness, Doug?
I'm not saying it's the only way.
You saying it's a good start, though?
I'm just saying just talking with youth today, I have grown to be more of a proponent of people who propose abstinence, we will say.
You hear that, Nerdiverse? Winter is asking you to closet and close your sexual desires, Doug.
I did not say that. I'm just saying I've talked to some youth and like not only going through my high school experience and now going through like pretty much going through high school through the minds of a bunch of youth at the same time. I'm like, I get a lot of the emphasis that people have. We could do a better job at explaining it, folks.
Do you remember how confusing high school was, man?
It wasn't that confusing.
It was a confusing menagerie of infidelity and like
yeah,
Pisces. It was crazy, man.
yeah. I think we could find a better way of talking about these things.
I understand that you want to leave the communication lines open, though.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you, Winter Trash Monk the Third.
Yeah.
You propose that we all, as a culture, X out the natural way of procreation for a more cleanly industrial fashion. Right?
Now we're getting away from my original thing, and now you're doing a weird like Vulcan type. By the way, started watching Star Trek.
Do it.
Yeah, I started watching with the prequel series, which is Star Trek Enterprise with Scott Bakula.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
No, it's actually really good. Where was I?
You're talking about the TNG episode where Worf became the Predator.
No, did not. I'm not there yet.
Oh, jeez. You'll get there. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So this is kind of already going to how my week been.
Hey, take it. Take it, man.
Yeah, my week has been pretty sweet, just playing video games, watching Star Trek, getting into that. I've always heard that the storylines are the topics that they discuss are good, but I've never this is Star Trek Enterprise is considered a terrible show.
Yep.
And it's like people point to it as the reason why Star Trek didn't make a lot of stuff didn't make anything until Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, STD.
Yeah, okay. So me liking this by itself proves that I'm going to love the next series or
This is your first interaction, your first deep dive into anything Star Trek?
I mean, I watched all the movies, I think, but I never watched the TV show.
Why started? I'm just curious. Why started Enterprise? Why not start
chronological?
Wow.
I gotta watch 600 hours of content before Star Trek Picard comes out.
So you know what's going. You have some kind of inkling on what's going on.
Yeah, nice. They're the Data dude, and he's a Gizbot, and
dude, you have so much craziness in store for you. I'm actually a little jealous.
Yeah, and by the way, I do there is a particular audience for these shows where it's definitely I want to make out with an alien.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is what I was talking about when I was trying to get you to storm Area 51 with me, man.
But it's the difference is I don't want to do that, but I can still watch the show.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, yeah. You just keep that in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm not gonna shame you, Doug. Well, oh, yeah. What if it's not tobacco, Doug? What if some kind of weird, the wacky tobacco?
Yeah.
What if some weird kind of Klingon blood root that gives me like temporary super strength or something? Whoa, you got to slow down on the Klingon, Doug. Some may deem that to be unnatural.
It is unnatural. It's almost like it doesn't exist.
It does exist.
like it's not real.
If J.R. Tolkien could sit in a dark room for 10 years and just make up Elven, and that's real.
Someone would say that's also not real.
Okay.
And then it asks the question, what do you mean by it's not real? I mean, it is. He did create it. It's in the universe, but
it's real, dude.
It's in the world now, but it's not. I'm saying it's not a.
If your future wife wanted to get married, but the pastor spoke in Elven, would you let it happen?
At this point, I wouldn't say no right off the bat.
Would it be a conversation, or would you be like, yes, dear?
I would go like, I need to think about it, and then I tell all my friends, like, look at this,
Legolas. Yeah. Your whole wedding.
I get to sing the Return of the King song.
If you want, man.
I don't even know how it goes.
I'm still planning to have an animatronic
All
raptor
the
at my wedding.
turning away.
Wait, was that David Bowie done?
No, it's David Gilmour. Get your
Get
it's
my
Pink Floyd. Get your Davids right.
my bad, bro. I didn't mean to step on anybody's toes, man. What else you do with your week besides dream up your elven wedding?
I'm trying to get back into songwriting. I'm kind of in like a writer's block.
Yeah, man.
Thing. But I did finish the fourth script for our little project that we're working on.
Yeah, man.
And I think I'm going to take a break from writing those so that you can catch up.
Yeah, you're kind of. I'm a delicate genius, man, and I'm taking my time with the art. And when it's like I'm on my fifth project, Mike, and I'm just like,
yeah, like I could probably slow down a bit, and it gives me time to think of other stuff because this last one was. Let's just say it's not something you start off a comic series with. It's something you throw in the middle.
You wrote yourself into a guidance situation, and now you're just like, I don't know what to do.
No, it's like it's a good story idea, but then also you have to go. You don't have like it's a slow drip. It really requires a slow drip. Like if it has enough of an audience, or if I think about it, I would expand it to like a feature length type deal, graphic novel, because it relies on the slow drip of the person becoming darker and darker and mysterious. And yeah.
Is it a Ric Flair drip? Woo! On Ric Flair drip.
Yeah, you called Booker T the N-word, right?
Do you want to go into like all the horrors of backstage and on stage?
It's almost like the pro wrestling biz is a little shady, man.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrifying.
It is. Like I and you can't get that. This is the thing about people and like not like there's racial and then there's like the racial slurs. I don't know. I might be sounding weird right now, but there's like the people that have said something racist and they like 100% mean it.
No,
to the point where you every time you hear their name, it cut like the back of your mind is like, you know what he said about Mexicans, right?
Whoa.
Or like, hey Mark, how you doing? Like, Mark doesn't like black people. Is that why you're saying hi? Are you trying to be friends with him? Because not everyone could be Martin Luther King Jr. And then it's like,
what do you? Okay.
You don't have these thoughts in your mind?
No. Okay. I see what you're trying to say, and there's a difference between, let's say, Michael Richards from Seinfeld.
That's what I'm trying to,
versus like David Duke or something like that.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Yes,
but I still think if you have that even in your heart a little bit, is there no measure to something like that?
I would say this: Michael Richards. If you're having dinner, okay, the first night is Michael Richards. Second night is David Duke. Okay, you're forced to have dinner with him, and what do you think the first conversation with David Duke is going to be? And the first conversation with Michael Richards is going to be?
I couldn't even dare to guess.
David Duke is. I'm going to be like, so what's the deal with all the racist stuff, man?
That's what you open with, man?
Yeah. So what's the deal with the hat there, buddy?
I'm just saying, like, even a little bit is too much for me, man.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like a little poop in your water bottle ruins the whole water, right? Yeah, so it's not. It's
it's all. Like if someone gave you a slice of cake, and on one slice there's a hair, a big old fat hair, on a slice of cake, versus someone blowing a snot on another slice of cake. Are you going to eat any of those if you have the option?
Well, I have eaten a pie that had a bit of hair on it. I took the hair off.
I mean, we're trying to keep this podcast at least PG-13. Sometimes are. Can we not talk about?
I'm being Mike. I'm being serious.
I'm trying.
I'm being serious. It was a key lime pie that my grandma had, and her hair it was kind of falling out, and there was some in it, and I just took the hair off and I ate it
But
because
that's your
I'm a
grandma,
big guy.
though, man. Imagine like you're at the Cheesecake Factory and they bring out your slice of whatever. There's a big fat hair on it. You gonna eat that, man? All right. One hair, but
I
you
do have
can't,
to.
you
So
can't ignore it.
I just feel people complain about that more than I ever have.
I'm just saying there's varying degrees of your tolerance, but I'm saying if someone hocked a loogie on my pie, of course I'm not going to eat it. But if someone brings me out a piece of pie or a fork that hasn't been washed, I'm not going to just be like, oh well, and just still eat off that fork, man. I'm going to say no. This is Bush League. I will not have it. I will not use it, man. You know,
Yeah.
there's varying degrees, but it's all bad, bro. You know,
how's your week?
my week has been filled with zero tolerance. I tolerate nothing. I am lactose intolerant. I am solar intolerant, Doug. I did nothing this week. I've accomplished none of my goals, Doug. Wanted to see Spider-Man. I don't think I'm going to see it in theaters, man. I have no desire to go see it home. Even though my favorite Spider-Man villain is Mysterio, I just can't bring myself to go. I just have no energy to go see this movie. I don't know what it is. Maybe superhero fatigue is hitting me to where the next movie I see will probably be X-Men or Fantastic Four. I don't know. It's this weird thing I can't shake, but I didn't see that. I wanted to buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch, but my favorite character is not going to be in the game until like the end of next month. So I'm just going to wait and buy it then when Cyclops is in there. So I didn't buy that. I didn't watch really any movies. I'm supposed to watch this one movie, A Star is Born, for a secret project. Secrets. Secrets. But I haven't watched that yet. I've just been playing a lot of FF14. I got my Samurai to level 60, so I can start doing Stormblood stuff. Yay, for those who care. And that's been about it, man. I haven't watched any movies. It's been just like a recuperation week. My brain has been going all over the place. So I just needed a week to just be dumb and just laugh at silly stuff on cable. You know, do people still watch cable, bro?
Yeah, like you're binge watching Law and Order.
I can do that. I used to love watching Seinfeld late at night. Yeah, fall asleep to Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Anywho, you want to get into this poll of the week, my man?
Let's get to the polls. Vote or die.
Vote or die. You better be dead or in jail. And if you're in jail, break out.
What is that guy doing nowadays? The one that went like vote or die.
He probably died, Doug.
I thought he got married.
Well, they call it a little death, Doug. La petite de la mort.
They call it the ball and chain.
Oh. I call it being Al Bundy'd up, Doug. Married with children, Doug.
Yeah.
So we speaking of children.
There you
see?
go.
Great minds.
We got a great show for you tonight. We got no effects here. Take it away, Joey Bobino.
And Jimmy just go doo.
Yeah.
So I asked the Nerdiverse what was their favorite children's programming television show growing up, and this is the first poll where we actually got a donut, not a fritter, because that's not a donut. But we actually got a donut. I'm never letting that go. So the options were Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Blue's Clues, and Barney and Friends. And surprising to me, Barney and Friends got a big 0, dude. Not one vote.
Yeah. Ain't no one got time for Barney.
But Barney was so huge back in the day.
Yeah, but he wasn't like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers.
I was like, it was bigger than Blue's Clues, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Blue's Clues got 16%. Mr. Rogers got 31%.
Hi, neighbor.
And Sesame Street got 44%.
Yes.
The Victor.
But where's the Between the Lions?
Where is the Teletubbies, my man?
Exactly. Where's the Sabumafu?
So here's the thing. I only get 4 options, and you guys are in the room with me. What?
You say it every time I do.
Because it's a social experiment. Every single time I do a poll for the poll of the week, there's somebody in the chat that just says something so random.
What about Caillou?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? I get 4 options, and I try to pick the popular vote every single time.
What about Clifford the Big Red Dog?
What about Gullah Gullah Island, man?
What? How about Arthur?
What about Arthur? Or what about Caillou?
The Magic School Bus.
See, it's impossible, dude. I can't please us all. But there's a Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood movie coming out with Tom Hanks that's probably going to make me cry.
Well, hi, I'm Mr. Rogers, or whatever Tom Hanks sounds like.
What the fuck? Why would he be so over the top?
That's what Tom Hanks does.
Remember the episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood where he invited his black mailman?
Oh.
And him and his black mailman put their toes like in a little kiddie pool and they just chilled and talked. And Mr. Rogers got in trouble because at the time, quote unquote, Negroes shouldn't have been on public access television.
No way.
Real talk, dude. Mr. Rogers got yelled at. He was like, screw y'all. I'm not about this intolerance. My homeboy's going to come on the show with me. We're going to chop it up.
Mr. Rogers.
He's a hero, man. Put some respect on his name, Doug. So, we have a metric ton of news, man. So, with that, as you loyal listeners are used to, we're going to be doing a lightning round. It's raining news. Hallelujah. It's raining news. Raining news. Get your information across the whole nation. We're going to make it rain news in topics. Do. It's raining news. You left me hanging on that whole thing.
Well, sometimes you gotta make a song. Wait.
Sometimes I have to put in work. Yeah. I love it.
So, do you know a fun fact about who helped write that song?
Who? Mr. Rogers?
Let me give you a little hint here. It's the guy from Late Night that sounds like this. Yeah. Jay
Leno?
No, it's a musician sidekick.
I don't know the sidekicks, Doug.
Oh, Paul Schaefer.
Okay, good. I like Paul Schaefer. Yeah. I was going to say, like...
it's raining men, yeah.
Craig Ferguson? What?
Craig... No, my Norm Macdonald and my Paul Schaefer, I found
are eerily close, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yep.
This is how this is going to go. I'm going to say a topic. Winter has the option to yay or nay it. If he yays it, we'll talk about it briefly before moving on to the next topic. If he nays it, then we have to skip the topic. But I get at least one veto. And if I veto it, we have to talk about it much to Winter's chagrin. That's the rules. Only one.
Do I get a veto?
Well, you have instant veto. Every vote is your veto because you get to say nay. So if you want to veto my veto?
It's a double elimination night.
Okay, if you want to play dicey pool like that, my man.
No.
Okay. I don't need that. It will be like Beat It, dude, with our hands roped and we each have a blade. We got to dance in a circle and do little stabby motions.
I don't need to do it now. It's all you, buddy.
I was getting hyped for the knife fight. But anywho, let's start this news with some video game news, okay? Yay or nay? Overwatch's Sigma gets an intense origin story, new character. Winner, do you still play Overwatch?
I keep updating it, but I don't play it.
Me too. It's just eating data, dude.
I don't help. Why is it so intriguing?
I don't know. I haven't touched that game like in a year. But I want to play as Sigma. He's a Mega Man villain. Yay or nay?
Nay.
All right, we're moving on. Google Stadia director clarifies that the subscription service is not Netflix for games. You'll only get roughly one free game a month. Yay or nay? And you know what? This is a real easy answer. Nerdiverse, do not buy the Google Stadia, please.
Yes. It doesn't make sense.
Do me a favor, a personal favor, and don't buy this machine, okay?
You're going to use it as a doorstop in the future, folks.
Promise me you won't buy it. Because it's just gonna piss you off in the long run.
Right.
Moving on. There was a list of playable characters for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. The cat's already in the bag. The news story is you get to play as Cyclops. That's all I care about talking about. Scott Summers rules. Everybody else rules. We're moving on.
Okay.
Speaking of comics, Comic-Con was this week. Or last weekend. Or we're off the cusp of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So I have to talk about comic book news. And I was excited about this. No one liked my tweet on @MNerdiverse. Because we're going to talk some X-Men right now. Unless you nay it, then we won't talk about anything.
I don't know. This might help with my sleep tonight, so we'll see what happens.
So first of all, Jonathan Hickman is taking over X-Men. He's slated out all of the X-Men comics. We're getting a new X-Men comic with all the Scott Summers family, Cyclops, Havoc, Jean Grey, just all damn
TikTok.
Boomer. We're getting Excalibur. We're getting Marauders. We're getting a new X-Force comic.
Phantasm.
That's a Batman villain. Willem Dafoe. All right. I just want to talk about X-Men because X-Men are coming back. It's very exciting. Jonathan Hickman is a crazy, crazy Rod Sterling level scope writer. So who knows what this book's going to be. And that's all I would have to say about that. I thought I would have more to talk about, but
how much do you think they're going to be each?
Probably $3.99.
I'm thinking
That's
about
the cost of a comic.
Yeah,
hold
do
the
they
line.
have a service where I can get the comic book in the mail?
I'm sure there is, or you can just go through Comixology.
But I like to have like the actual copy in my hands. Like,
you reach out to like a comic book store and they'll mail them to you.
Yeah, there was like a kid that came into the youth center that had like the entire run of what was it, Ghost Rider in the future?
Ghost Rider 2099?
Yeah, and he looked so stoked having it all. I'm like, I want to be that kid. So I beat him up and took his comic book.
So I beat him up and took his comics. Yeah, man, there's tons of different ways you can have stores mail you out your pull list.
Yeah.
It just costs an extra fee. So read comics, you guys. Support your local comic book store. Buy trade paperbacks. If you want any suggestions,
my local store is Amazon.
That's okay. Support them too, and they'll drone it to your house. And if you want any suggestions on good comic book reading, I have to learn more about the Eternals, but that news will come later.
Angelina Jolie. I'm a Hayek.
That's all we got. No, we have a ton of movie stuff, so this is where the true yay or nay comes in.
Okay.
All right, let's fly through this stuff. Zack Snyder shows off Army of the Dead for the first time. Yay or nay?
I haven't heard anything about this project.
I'm just excited Zack Snyder's doing something that's in his wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like, say what you want about the guy's superhero exploits, but Dawn of the Dead was a good remake.
That's true. He knows how to make a mean zombie movie.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to see what he brings to the table and him getting back in the saddle, so to speak.
Yeah.
I already mentioned it that there is a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood trailer with Tom Hanks as the titular Mr. Rogers. I'm kind of curious to watch that because I hold a lot of respect for Mr. Rogers, and I'm just waiting for his future-proof. Did you know Mr. Rogers had a dungeon in his house or something like that just to ruin his name? But, I'm hoping that never is.
He had a drinking problem.
Mr. Rogers was a violent drunk. I just don't want to hear that noise.
No, don't go to Imagination. What was it called again?
Imagination Station?
Imagination Station. We're going to give me the wheel.
Give me the wheel. So I'm just scared that's going to happen. But until then, he is pure in thine eyes.
Yes. Can we be thankful that Jim Carrey's not playing any biography characters anymore?
We've already learned that Jim Carrey can't handle that responsibility, Doug.
He already died once doing it.
He literally had to have a cerebral battle between him and Andy Kaufman to win his body back.
Get away from me, Andy Kaufman! Andy
Andy Kaufman went to sleep, And when he went to sleep, inside of his mind, he had to fight Jim Carrey in his mind palace. And that morning, the victor woke up and it was Jim Carrey. But he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
All right. We have... Marvel had their big Comic-Con briefing, I guess.
Yeah.
Laid out the entire slate for their Phase 4 content. So what I think is fun is when I'm going to name a title, and I want you to say loved it or hated it, meaning you care or you don't care.
Before we do this, I want you to guess which one I could care less about.
Well, I was going to say something really bad. Out of all of them, but you probably care the least about Thor: Love and Thunder.
That's actually not true. Oh, man. You don't even know me anymore.
Oh, shit. Relationship's over.
The best way I could describe it was talking to someone about this list today, young person, and he goes, I'm listing the whole thing, and he says, well, are they going to make an Incredible Hulk movie? I go, no. What they're gonna do is what's the Kung Fu Master?
Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu.
Yeah, they're gonna do a Shang-Chi Master Kung Fu. And then he gives me this look like, who am I talking about? I go, yeah, they don't have time for the Incredible Hulk movie because they're doing this other hero movie that you never heard of.
Tell that uncultured child to pick up a comic book and read about Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. Right?
Uncultured swine.
Yeah, tell this child to get it together, man. I can't with him. This is why I can't teach the youth, Doug, because I'll get frustrated. Why is this list not popping up for me? I hate my internet, guys.
Yeah, it's something with the website.
All right, we're gonna find another list because we have to.
Well, there's as the way I put it this morning, Falcon Boy and Winter Soldier.
There's Gemini Man and Capricorn Boy.
Yeah. Their TV show, as we already knew that was coming out. Then there is.
I'm gonna go through the definitive list. Hold on, I'm going to try to pull this up. Stop for time.
So I watched a little bit of Thor Ragnarok today for the first time, and I'm impressed. So I'm definitely on board for another Thor movie.
Ooh. All right, hold on. Hold on to your love. Why is comingsoon.net? Oh, here it is. These websites, guys. These websites are ruining our economy.
These websites made for walking.
Yeah, the site's down. Are you serious right now?
Just use Google search another one.
That's what I'm going to do. Here we go. I got mad. Why are you taking so long? See, I got mad, and I let my fingers do the talking, dog. Okay, here we go. Let me get comfy, guys. Nerdiverse. This is going to take a second. So we're going to go one by one. Marvel Studios Black Widow. Loved it or hated it?
I'm gonna say why.
Okay.
Unless they're using Black Widow to introduce another character, which makes me feel upset that I would ever say that, but a whole movie, yeah.
That's messed up, and you're against the movement. We're moving on.
What movement?
Marvel's Eternals.
I'm actually for it. I'd have no clue about the Eternals.
Yep, I gotta buy some comic books myself because I have no idea. I know a little bit about the Eternals, but I definitely want to educate myself before the movie comes out.
It definitely sounds like Marvel's going for a more cosmic background for their Phase 4.
That's cool. Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I don't even know the legend of one of the rings.
Okay, Shang-Chi is the Master of Kung Fu. The Legend of the Ten Rings is a mention towards the Mandarin, which is one of Iron Man's original villains. The Mandarin is a very bad stereotype, but I hope they update nice.
Yeah, and Ryan Gosling's playing Shang-Chi, right?
Moving on. Can't stand you sometimes. Ryan Gosling
if they're staying correct to the to the universe,
You know
all
what?
important Asian characters are white people.
Speaking of a crazy multiverse, Doctor Strange in the madness, Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, it's almost like Mansion of Madness, but it's multiverse.
It's like Maniac Mansion, dude. So they're saying that this is going to be Marvel's first attempt at a horror film or a scary film that they said.
Oh, it's scary.
And it's going to feature the Scarlet Witch as well. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to tie in with the TV show.
Yep. Thor: Love and Thunder.
I like the graphics of it.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Thundercats.
Yeah, or He-Man.
He-Man. And also, apparently, Natalie Portman's coming back to play as Jane Foster Thor, which is kind of cool. Even though I don't really care for Natalie Portman, but
yeah.
You know,
what did she do to you?
She knows what she did.
Oh, is it another time for our Hollywood TMZ?
No, we're moving on. This is not slated for 4, or this is not slated for Phase 4. It's actually going to be Phase 5. But on this stupid news outlet, they merged it together. But we might as well talk about it now. Messiah, what's his name? Messiah Ali. He's like a multiple
Ali.
Yeah, a multiple Oscar-winning actor. Apparently went to Marvel and said, "Hey, if I can play anything, I want to play Blade." So guess what? You don't turn down Oscar winners. Marvel is making and revamping Blade.
Yes, he gets to play Wesley Snipes' version of Blade.
Huge news. They're bringing Blade back, which means they're bringing back supernatural Marvel, which is like Ghost Rider.
Someone would say cosmic.
It's like reverse cosmic. It's like internal, not eternal.
I see where you're going. But what about this? What if?
Okay, let's talk about this. Whatever news outlet this was garbage, dude. Because we even have the TV stuff we haven't even talked about yet.
We talked about
we talked about WandaVision. We talked about Bird Boy in the Winter Privates.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Let's see. We have to talk about Loki. You know. Yeah. We talked. I talked about Loki actually on another podcast a little bit, and Loki's going to be fun. I think Loki's going to be a ball of fun.
Right.
Why is nobody?
Let me ask you this. So, okay, just briefly go through What If. What If is pretty much doing alternate takes on things in the MCU universe. Everyone likes it. There's much rejoicing. So, Phase 4, do you think by 20, because I think it's not a surprise to anyone that Fantastic Four is confirmed.
Yep.
They are making it into the MCU, but there's also people saying X-Men's coming and also Captain Marvel too.
Well, what happened is that towards the end of the panel, Kevin Feige, the mastermind, was like, "Don't worry, guys. We rest assured we're working on Black Panther 2. We're working on Captain Marvel 2. We're working on Guardians 3. We're working on the Fantastic Four, and we haven't forgot about mutants." It's pretty much he just name dropped a ton of
So they just cue a Teenage Mutant and everyone just loses their mind.
Imagine, dude. They were talking about the X-Men, they were talking about TMNT.
Turtles start flying from the ceiling and
that would be awesome, dude.
So do you think by the year 2021 or 2022 actually, there's been enough time from whatever this X-Men series has been for them to reboot it?
I still think that's early for me.
Yeah. I
think there should be a nice little 5-year gap to let people miss it. Make people miss it is always my modus operandi. But I did want to talk about What If, because a lot of people are like, "What is that?" What If wasn't originally a Marvel comic where they would do crazy kind of like make believe stories, like what if Spider-Man became the Hulk, or what if Gwen Stacy didn't die? What if Galactus didn't eat planets, but he made planets? It was like, what if Rick James was the Hulk was a hilarious one. So what if it has a history with Marvel? And what they're doing is they're bringing in the Watcher, who's played by the guy from Westworld, and they're bringing back all the original actors to do voice work for an animated series where they're going to be doing a bunch of what ifs. Like, what if Peggy Carter was Captain America? What if Tony Stark learned magic? This weird stuff, this crazy turning the universe on its head. So out of all of this, I'm mostly excited for that because it's no holds barred, and I'm really curious to see how they do it. And lastly, we didn't mention Hawkeye. Yeah. Hawkeye. So that's Black Widow, the Falcon in the Winter Soldier, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, Let's Go, WandaVision, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, and Thor, Love and Thunder. Golden Knight. So look forward to all that for the rest of your life. Pretty much just consume product, guys. All right, what else? We talked about Fantastic Four. Yay or nay? They're making a Snowpiercer series, which is kind of interesting because at the end of Snowpiercer, maybe they're not going by the movie. They're just doing their own thing.
That's good.
I'm with that. Yay or nay? The Picard trailer. Oh, you kind of alluded to that. Engage. That's all we'll say.
Yeah.
Yay or nay?
I want the game to go. I can't even do the voice. I keep going to a different voice. I want the game to continue.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, that's obvious. Picard, Captain.
Captain. The Witcher trailer. Henry Cavill.
Hold on, you're missing an important clip there. Steven Universe, the movie trailer. No one cares. Okay, next.
Sorry about that. A lot of people care, but there's something to be said how I mentally skipped over that. The Witcher trailer.
I want to move. I don't want to talk about The Witcher.
Okay, we can move on. This is a safe place. I'm not going to veto it. What we are talking about is how the Russo brothers are making Battle of the freaking Planets.
It sounds cool. I've never heard of this.
That's Gotcha Man for those who are inclined. You may have seen, like in the periphery of like comic lore in anime, kind of like a team of bird themed heroes, and they fight aliens and stuff. It's super cool. Watch Battle of the Planets, and it's like a team. It's a team anime. It's kind of like a shonen. And the Russo brothers are planning to develop Grimjack, which is another anime I'm not too fond of, or not fond of. I would say not too familiar with. And of course, Battle of the Planets, which is awesome news. It would kill Battle of the Planets. Maybe potentially the very first good Western main anime adaptation. I'm very excited for that. They're making sequels to that weird Halloween movie that just came out. One is called like Halloween Kills, and the other one is called like End Halloween or something. I don't know.
I don't know how they're. Yeah.
We'll see. Funny as heck news. So Brandon Routh, who played Superman in Superman Returns and has been on the CW recently as Ray Palmer, also known as the Atom in DC Comics, is actually going to be reprising the role of Superman for the Crisis of Infinite Earths TV special. And the only reason I bring this up is because there's a picture out there of Brandon Routh opening his shirt in front of the panel and showing like the Kingdom Come Superman symbol, but his face is so deadpan, like he's dead inside. He looks like, I can't believe it. They talk me into doing this. He does not look hype. He looks so miserable. It reminds me of like the Ben Affleck interview where he's staring off into space.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I feel so bad for Brandon, dude. He's like, I finally escaped this. I made my own character. No, these idiots still want me to be Superman. It's the worst. Oh, man. I did not watch the Top Gun trailer because I don't care, but I feel I must be respectable and mention it, dude. Do you care, Winner? Do you see?
No, I don't, Goose.
Right, moving on, Maverick.
So it is interesting to compare the two actors, Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, side by side, where Tom Cruise is able to make this Top Gun sequel Well, Val Kilmer really can't have anything to do with this sequel because I know his character. Yeah, I know his character is dead, but there's no ability to do flashbacks.
That kind of sucks because I'm sure Val could use the money, dude.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure they asked him, and he turned his nose up and said, "Nah."
Yeah. All right, action. Break on through to the other gun. Top gun.
I bet you they asked Val to be like lose mad weight and get back in shape, and he was like, "Nah, I'm old, dog. I'm chilling."
You just see the chair spinning around.
Yeah. You just see the cockpit. He got snapped out of existence by Thanos. He's still in the plane, and Thanos snaps, and you just see the cockpit empty, and his fighter just flies into a mountain.
Yep.
It's just dust in the seat. They're like, "Ghost, gas,
Go.
Do you care about Warhammer 40K?
I think there should be a documentary about the people behind Warhammer and how they keep that alive. But I'd watch it.
Yeah, they're making a TV series, guys. So for those who care about Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer 40K as it's known as, get hype? Question mark? Are you excited for the Simpsons 2 movie? Are you excited for the Simpsons 2 movie?
Wait, what about the Cats trailer?
I want to save that for last.
I am. Yeah, I think I'm okay for it. It's just a long Simpsons episode, folks.
Okay. Do you still watch New Simpsons?
No.
Would you spend $20 to go see a Simpsons movie?
Probably. I didn't spend any money on going to see the latest Marvel movie, so I don't think I would wait for it to. I would watch it, but it would have to be on Netflix.
I would only watch it if I knew for a fact there was no celebrity cameos. It was just pure comedy.
Green Day is going to be in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want Lady Gaga or Green Day or past presidents in it. I want Conan O'Brien to write the script. I want it to be funny and topical.
He's busy doing his podcast. He doesn't have time for this.
I know. This is what I dream. I want them to actually get good writers on this movie, but they won't. They won't do it. They refuse to do it. Dude. Lastly, did you watch this Cats trailer? Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
You need to watch it because your eyes need to see why people are losing their minds over it.
Is this so what type of Cats are we talking about here?
We're talking about Cats, the musical.
That's what I figured.
Life is but an opera. That's not music from Cats, but I don't care. So there's a thing that I've talked about.
No, don't need to watch it. No.
Okay. You just saw the horror for a split second, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They should have just done people that look do the thing like the movie Cats versus Dogs did. Just have real cats going meow meow meow.
They should have just done next level practical effects.
Yeah. Instead of weird
except for weird pseudo cat humans where they just copy and paste the face onto. There's a thing called Uncanny Valley, and we talk about it a lot on this channel. At least I do. And what the Uncanny Valley is that the human eye is very, very good at distinguishing shapes, colors, distances, reality, false reality, right? If I was to show you a duck and just walk the duck in, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a duck. If I was to show you a picture of that exact same duck, you would say, oh, that's a picture. There's the Uncanny Valley breaks because you know that's fake. But with the thing like with CG is that the Uncanny Valley, where your mind starts to blend what you really want isn't, becomes more apparent when it's obvious as, let's say, computer graphics, if that makes any sense. So You're really good at discerning what's fake and what's real. But with certain movie magic, it's really hard to do that. Like, let's say the difference between the Scorpion King, The Rock from The Mummy 2, right? The fakest thing on Earth, and let's say Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. with his legs amputated. You know what I mean? Like that's CG, but it's so low key that after a while it just starts blending. Like you're just like, okay, maybe Gary Sinise is really handicapped. No, he's not. It's just really good movie magic. But this Cats trailer is so needs more time in the oven. It almost reminds me of Will Smith's first trailer for Aladdin, where his face was just so disconnected from the rest of the puppet of the model that it's like, man, this is rough, dude. And I think they're so eager to push out this marketing material that they don't really care, if it looks sharp or not, if it's clean, if there's like Marvel cares. Like Marvel makes fake trailers. They'll just put a real awesome, like fully rendered Hulk in an Infinity War trailer, knowing he's not in the movie.
That's true.
But Cats in Aladdin, in some of these movies where it's just they don't care, they just throw it out there and let the fans eat it up, because fans have shown, the internet has shown it has no chill, and they're gonna meme you up until you figure it out. Look at Sonic. Sonic got laughed out of its like time frame. It got laughed out of its release date.
Look at this stupid mouth.
Man, it's terrifying. It's nightmare fuel, So they have to go back into the drawing board and fix it, because the internet's not gonna let you do any half-aid stuff, man. Man, crazy news, crazy Comic-Con. There was really no video game news at a Comic-Con, which is very upsetting. I thought they would like release something, like more Avengers. I heard that behind closed doors they did show more Squaresoft's Avengers gameplay, but they're not showing the public, so it doesn't count, So forget those guys. But Evo is on the way, and apparently Sony PlayStation is sponsoring Evo. So maybe we'll get some kind of Sony PlayStation fighting game announcement. Maybe Street Fighter 6. Maybe. Hopefully. Kind of excited about that, but I'm not going to get my hopes up, because Sony are a bunch of D-bags.
They are liars and traitors and part of the Rebel Alliance.
Take them away.
Come back.
All right, come back.
Here's the Virtual Fighter revolution. Come back!
Please! We do not want...
Wait, is it Virtual Fighter Online? That's the game?
No.
You know which game I'm talking about?
You're talking about Virtual Fighter?
Yeah.
Like Sega's Virtual Fighter?
No, they made a newer one than that.
No, it's called Dead or Alive. Virtual Fighter stopped at like 2 or something like that, or 3.
No, there's a Virtual Fighter.
What you talking about, Willis? This is your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
Yeah, they made one in 2012.
Oh yeah, that just came out.
Yeah. Wait, no, they did a mobile FIFA combo in 2014.
Oh yeah, man, that's striking while the iron is hot.
They just made it.
Why are you complaining?
Yeah. So what do you got going on this week?
Man, I may scrounge up the pennies and get a haircut.
Yeah.
Continue playing FF14. I have a whole lot of podcast editing to do. That's about it. I'm going to kind of try to keep it simple, kiss it away. So that's.
I did find out that Marvel does have a subscription plan.
Yeah.
And how much do you think it is?
Ooh, knowing Marvel, it's a subscription and they send out the comics to you.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably like $20 a month.
Yeah, you're pretty good, like $25.
There you go.
And it's like it screams to me that it's at always discount prices, because it says it's like $50, but then it's scratched out and it's like 23.
Yeah.
Something. I'm like, okay, it's always 20. There's no way someone's paying $50 when they're for.
Nah, they thought it was gonna be $50, but yeah. Plus, there's tons of alternatives, man. Just don't go through Marvel.com, because then you get a mix of comics. You can get some Marvel, some DC, and some indie.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's like a loot crate type thing that you can get where it's like 10 random comics, and you can tell them which ones you liked, and then they'll curate some more.
You should open up a comic store in your local town, my man.
What are you trying to get me like bankrupt?
Because
To be honest, I do think we have a comic store. We have a game store that has a couple of comics in it.
You got kids walking in with mint condition Ghost Rider 2099s just floating around, dude.
Yeah, they bought it that day, and he was going through each like comic book reading it, and I had to tell him like you should keep the casing that it's in so you can put it back.
Yeah, man.
He's like, "Oh, you're so smart."
I just stared at him like Jesus. Just like I weep for the future.
Yeah.
Hey, he's interested in comics, so more power to him.
Yeah.
Now he has to go home and draw demonic looking, skeleton warriors and have his mom be like, "What's that?"
Yeah. Well, you see,
Ghost Rider,
this Ghost Rider, the virus that I'm like, okay,
he infects you with the Ghost Rider virus.
I'm infected already.
Right. Jeez, I'm scratching like Tyrone Biggums already. Tyrone Biggums. Do you have any closing thoughts before we pass this bad boy up?
Yeah, catch me on Twitter. How about that? And Trash Monk the Third on Facebook. All that. I've been toying with starting another website, just like an author's bio type thing, but I don't know.
Do it.
Yeah, I want to do it right, so I want to learn WordPress and.
WordPress is a pain in the ass, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Just telling you, if you do
WordPress killed my parents.
WordPress made me an anti-hero. If you do WordPress.com, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
WordPress.org, oh my goodness, that's a pain in the butt.
I want to learn org. Like, I want to get the books out and go like, this is how you do WordPress.org.
Yeah.
So, because I know there's a lot of yahoos out there getting paid mad money to learn how to make websites for people. This is someone making a living up here making websites off of Wix.com for people.
I have a buddy that does the same thing. He charges people and he makes Squarespace websites for them.
And it makes me cry a little inside.
You got to find your hustle, bro. Find your hustle.
Yeah.
If you like our hustle, then I would definitely suggest visiting our Patreon, where you can help the podcast grow. And if you want to support us non-monetarily, you can always like our posts and subscribe to our channels wherever you may be listening to this podcast. I've been, of course, your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Winter.
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.